All right, so let's jump right in. We're tackling headaches today. And wow, you guys sent in a ton of sources. Seems like everyone's got some experience with headaches, huh?
Yeah, and they're not always straightforward, are they? The more we understand about the different kinds and what brings them on, though, the better chance we have at taking control back.
You've got it. And that's exactly what we're aiming for in this deep dive. Giving you the know-how to, first off, even figure out what kind of headache you're dealing with, then how to deal with it right then and there, and hopefully how to avoid them in the future. Because get this, headaches aren't just like one thing.
Nope, not at all. There are actually four main types.
Okay, so let's break them down.
You bet. Let's start with the one we probably hear about the most, tension headaches. That kind of dull ache that just won't quit.
Oh yeah, like a tight band squeezing your head, right?
Exactly, around your forehead, maybe the back of your neck. And something that might surprise you is these tension headaches. They can be caused by something as simple as slouching over your computer all day.
Makes sense, though. Bad posture, tense muscles.
The sources all pointed to that, yeah. How posture plays a huge role. That tension kind of creeps up from your shoulders right into your head.
So many of us are sitting at desks all day. And speaking of headaches that can really mess with your day, what about migraines? Those are supposed to be way worse.
Oh, yeah. Migraines. We're talking intense throbbing pain, usually on just one side of your head. These can knock you out for hours, even days. And it's not even just the pain itself. Migraines can come with nausea, sensitivity to any light or sound, even weird things happening with your vision.
Visual disturbances, yeah, I've heard that term, but what does that even look like?
Well, some people see shimmering lights or zigzag patterns, sometimes even temporary blind spots. They're called auras. Pretty fascinating from a, scientific standpoint, but I bet it's not much fun to go through.
Definitely not. So tension headaches, migraines, now we're at sinus headaches, right? Those are the ones I think of when I have a cold or allergies.
Right on. Sinus headaches usually come from, well, problems with your sinuses, obviously, those air-filled spaces in your skull.
Right.
You'll feel the pressure in your forehead, cheeks, maybe around your eyes, especially when you bend over or lie down. Often goes hand in hand with a stuffy nose and all that fun stuff.
Ugh, yeah. And the last kind, I think I'm dreading this one. Just from the name cluster headaches, these sound absolutely awful.
Think about it like this. Sharp, burning pain, focused right around one eye, and they come in, well, clusters. Multiple headaches a day, maybe for weeks or even months at a time.
Oh, wow.
They're considered one of the most painful conditions out there. Definitely something to get checked out by a doctor if you think that's what you're dealing with.
For sure. Okay, so now that we know all the different headaches we could encounter, what happens when one actually hits? I'm all about that quick relief. What can we do right away?
Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. A lot of the sources really emphasize that even being a little dehydrated can trigger a headache, so keep that water bottle handy.
Huh, makes sense. I've always wondered about this cold compress or warm compress. Does it depend on the headache, or is it more like whatever works for you?
It's kind of both, honestly. A cold compress can help numb the pain and bring down any swelling. Warm is good for relaxing those tense muscles. You got to try them out and see what feels best for you.
Good point. Okay, now, what about caffeine? Help or hurt when it comes to headaches?
Caffeine, it's a tricky one. Small amounts can actually help some people, especially with tension headaches, because it narrows those blood vessels. But too much caffeine can totally backfire, making things worse, especially if you're prone to migraines.
It's like walking a tightrope. I've also heard that essential oils, like peppermint and lavender, can help. Do the sources mention those?
They do. Peppermint and lavender oil can be really calming and actually ease pain. Putting a little diluted mix on your temples or even just smelling them can provide some relief.
Cool. So we've got hydration, temperature therapy, essential oils. What about massage or acupressure? I feel like I automatically start rubbing my temples when a headache hits.
You and everyone else, that's a natural instinct. A gentle massage or putting pressure on certain points on your temples or the base of your skull can definitely loosen things up and help with the pain.
All right, this is great stuff, but we do got to get serious for a minute. How do we know when a headache is more than just a headache? When it's time to call the doctor.
Right. If you ever get a sudden, severe headache that comes on really fast, like a thunderclap, don't mess around. Get medical help immediately.
So it's not just how bad it hurts. There are other warning signs, too.
Definitely. If you have a headache along with vision changes, confusion, trouble speaking, any numbness or weakness, especially on one side of your body, that's a big red flag. Could be a stroke or something else serious going on with your brain. And if you keep getting headaches that just won't quit, even with the usual remedies, that's another sign to talk to your doctor.
Got it. Okay, so we've covered how to tell the different headaches apart, what could do when one hits, and when to get professional help. Now, let's talk about how to stop them from happening in the first place.
This is key, right? One of the best things you can do is make sure you're getting enough sleep. The sources all emphasize this, like 7 to 9 hours a night, Good quality sleep. Not getting enough sleep sets you up for all kinds of problems, headaches being one of them.
Yeah, I can tell the next day if I've skimped on sleep. What else can we do to prevent headaches?
Managing stress is huge, whatever works for you, whether it's meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, spending time outside. Finding healthy ways to handle stress will make a big difference in how often you get headaches.
Okay, what about what we eat? Does that play a role in headaches?
Totally. Processed meats, alcohol, aged cheeses, too much sugar, those are all common headache triggers. Paying attention to what you eat can really help.
And we can't forget about the screen time, right? I mean, we're all staring at screens all day long these days.
It's true, all that screen time can strain your eyes and definitely lead to headaches. Taking breaks, turning down the brightness, using Blue Heart filters, those things can all help.
Okay. And I feel like exercise is the answer to everything these days. Does it help with headaches too?
You know it. Regular exercise gets your blood flowing better, helps with stress, improves your overall mood, all things that can help prevent headaches.
So we really dug into the world of headaches today. We talked about how to tell them apart, what helps when you've got one, and when it's time to call in a professional, and then some awesome tips for how to prevent those headaches in the first place.
We covered a lot of ground, but the biggest takeaway, everyone's different. Listen to your body. Pay attention to what seems to set off your headaches. That kind of self-awareness, that's your best weapon in the fight against headaches.